go like selfie video mode. Of course, we gotta play devil's advocate with ourselves. Maybe that's what we should do. So I'm gonna begin to play devil's advocate with myself. It's always interesting when you argue both sides with yourself, because then you don't become pot committed on one side. So you're like, nah, we're not gonna run out of food. Everything's gonna be okay. That's comforting. And then you're like, what about the opposite of that? What if, we do run out of food? Both of those things were scary to say. So what if everything's just fine? How can I convince myself that everything's just fine? Why would you need to convince yourself? See, that makes you feel good. Why would you need to convince yourself that everything is just fine? I mean, if you really run out of toilet paper, did we get so fancy that we can't use leaves to wipe our... Seriously, there's many things. Sure, sanitation goes down. You might have some shit leaves. Might have some shitty-ass leaves lying around, but ladies and gentlemen, we've gotten so fancy. Like, we were so fancy that people were fasting because they eat too much. Like, what are the fat people gonna do when we run out of food? They might actually start losing weight. Holy shit! See what I'm saying? Like, when you get real practical, like, there's gonna be some... So if you do run out of food, then people get crazy. See, there's this idea that it turns into Mad Max or like Fallout, or, the post-apocalyptic, whoever has the most guns survives. And I think that's total mind wash. BS. I think we're supposed to be convinced that's the way it is. So the ruling class, the few, the 1%, which is actually a misunderstanding as well, but we're not going to get into the 1% misunderstanding here. The 1% can take control of what is left because everybody's so stupid they just go into Mad Max mode. And I think that's just a brainwash tactic to create control in all possible situations for those that would benefit from said control. But I think really, we might actually get back to the opposite of control. We might get back to the best possible situations, like barter society, to where a fiat currency doesn't rule the world. I don't know where this is coming from, but I'm just like, let's play devil's advocate here. So anyways, back to, all right, people are going to get good, let's try to be fact-based here about it. So if people don't get certain vitamins, then they do naturally become angry, aggressive, hostile. And I think there will be those of us who are able, who are enlightened, so to speak, or have become intelligent beyond our emotions. It's easy to say when you're not in survival mode, but maybe that's what this is all about, is to test who is above survival programming. Who is above the survival programming right now? You know what I mean? Like, who's going to give in to the fear and who's not? So let's play devil's advocate with yourself. So if there is these angry people that go out, trying to steal stuff from others because they've got more guns and they're going to threaten you, I think those people will be quickly taken care of by the rest of us people that aren't out to harm and hurt everybody. Because we will harm and hurt those who wish to harm and hurt others. And then it stops. Like, what's the old quote? Like, evil, all the evil in the world ends, you know, once we stop giving in or something like that. All it takes is one man to stand up and finally say no to end all the evil in the world. Like, maybe the universe, maybe Mother Earth, if she is a mother, maybe it's like divine feminine masculine Earth to be equal there. Maybe this is like a natural way of being like, hey, you guys have lost perspective. Like, you've gotten so fucking fancy that you don't eat leaves or use them to wipe your ass. You've just gotten so far away from using leaves that we need to bring you back down to earth here. Back down to level ground. Back down to common sense, practicality. You know what I mean? Like, we've gotten really fancy, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm hearing, like, from what I'm seeing, people are like, we can't use anything, just as an example from the panic buying of toilet paper. It's like, what, do you guys think you can't use something else? Like, I'm perfectly fine with using anything other than, I mean, it might be, oh, you know, not luxury. I'm like, these are luxury problems that we're addressing right now. You know, I think it's interesting. People are going to stockpile and hoard stuff and not change their practical application of lifestyle and, you know, decision making. So they're going to cook and eat meals like normal. So they'll stockpile and hoard all this food, but not eat less than normal. Which doesn't make any sense. I'm like, you can buy 20 pounds of whatever, but if you're going to eat a pound a day, like, it's not going to last you that long. Like, you can buy 1 pound of something and make that last 20 days too. It's just a matter of, you know, what you have gotten your body used to doing. And if you're somebody that eats probably a little bit more than natural, like, think of 1,000 years ago. Like, do you think people were eating 20,000 calories? You know what I mean? There's this thing that I think in anthropology that deals with how many calories per square mile or something like that. And when we became, you know, farmers or whatever, we got so many 1,000 calories per square mile, and then, you know, all the way up to Uber Eats, and we got so many 1,000 calories on our couch that is available to the average human being because of, you know, our systems. And when these food systems break down, whether or not that's happening, like, we've become very impractical. So, like, what if you do have to grow carrots with your neighbor and eat fucking carrots for lunch? And, you know what I mean? Like, what if we have to look at the way we do things in this modern society and reconcile with the damn practical truth that we're just so fucking fancy, we've gotten used to wasting the heck out of crap, and, you know, it's like, we might need to come back down to earth. And it might not be a bad thing, but it could be a bad thing if we can't keep our cool. Like, we can learn a lot of lessons right now if we don't freak out. And this is what I've learned from spirituality and enlightenment and all that stuff, is that, you know, there's people that react and there's people that respond with ability. I think we have to choose whether we're going to react and panic or respond with ability and grow. and learn and get real practical. I don't even know what to name this video. Chase life, daily truth. We'll leave it at that. If you get value from the content that I provide, thank you very much, and let me know in the comments. I appreciate everybody that watches. It means the world to me. Help people to help people, because hurt people hurt people. Boom.